So have you ever woken up and thought, the day is going to be a good day? It's actually going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to go to work, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to come home, I'm going to watch some TV, I'm going to eat food, I'm going to go to bed. Then, if you've ever had that thought, good job. I've no idea how most people do it. They say a good start is half the battle, and you probably won half the battle of that day. In fact, if you believe that properly, the half the day is already over for you. Probably not, but this is how things don't work in reality. The opposite of waking up and having the feeling that the day is gonna be a good day is I don't want to do today. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're here once again to talk about depression. So imagine you wake up one day and you think, today is gonna be shit. I don't want to do today. Today, I don't, why do I even go to work anyway? What is this work? No, I don't care. But you get up, you get through your day. And then tomorrow you wake up and you have the same feeling. And then the next day, and then the next day, and the next day. Welcome to hopelessness. It's that feeling that things just aren't ever going to get better and there's no point in trying to make them better. Or even if you think that things could get better, it's not going to matter in the long run. Me personally, I suffer from hopelessness when it comes to depression quite a lot. It's one of those things. It's just how I kind of mainly suffer from my depression. I don't believe there's any point, or, well, no, sorry, I didn't. Okay, sometimes I still don't. I look at the universe and the grand scale of things and go, well, it's all gonna blow up. Anything I do today is not gonna actually amount to anything. Why do anything? Getting out of bed gets very difficult when you don't think that any of your actions are worth shit. So, if you ever woken up and felt hopeless and things like you just don't want to get out of bed, it's a really difficult feeling to get over. And eventually, that's just the start. Eventually you go, well, every day I live is not actually worth living, so why live at all? And it's a weird kind of leap to go to, and I've done it myself. I even still think it's weird now looking back at it, even though it made perfect sense back then. My life, bleh. My life is going to amount to pretty much nothing, really. In the grand scheme of things, I am just a speck in the cosmic dust of everything that is existence. And I know that now. I do know that now. I don't let it get to me anymore. I don't know how I don't let it get to me. I kind of just live in more the moment than think too much about the future, which is not fantastic because it means I'm not great at planning my life. But these are things. I do them. I live. I'm alive. I'm happy to be alive. However, I didn't used to be. And some people probably in the same boat. They feel like their life isn't worth living because why is it? There's no reason for it to be worth living. Maybe your hopelessness is because, oh, the humans are going to destroy the atmosphere, so we're never going to be able to live or survive for more than a couple of years anyway, so anything I do doesn't really amount to it, which is like essentially the same as the one I have, except just a different scope. So I suppose I actually don't really know what other ways in which people can have this sense of hopelessness. So I'm going to move on before I look like an idiot. I've often said that I'm not actually a professional in this, and the only way in which I'm a professional is that I've lived with it for a long time. I haven't studied it, I haven't studied people very much. I've talked to friends, and sometimes they get hopelessness feelings because maybe they've been applying for a job for the last couple of months or year, and they haven't gotten one, so, what's the point? No one's going to hire them at this stage anyway. And if they can't get a job, then why continue going? If you don't get a job, you can't do anything, then there's that horrible spiral. Everything, and a lot of people who have depression or who talk about depression will talk about it spiraling out of control, or spiraling down, or a downward spiral, or it's a very common thing, but it kind of isn't true. It's cyclical. I'm not going to get a job, ergo I'm not going to start applying for a job, ergo I'm not going to get a job, ergo I'm going to feel worse about myself, onward and onward, down and down and down and down and down. The trick is to break these spirals, and that's a very difficult trick, and not to get into them in the first place, which is an even more difficult trick. breaking a spiral can be something as easy as a friend coming over and saying, hey, I know you haven't applied for a job in a while, we're going to get you to apply for a job, and then maybe you might get a job, or maybe they just bring you out for a nice cup of tea and you feel a little better about yourself, and then all of a sudden things don't look as hopeless. Next week I'm going to talk about control, and then the week after I'm going to talk about the deserving punishment, self-punishment, self-image, dysmorphia thing. I am yawning. This is Joey, signing off. I'll talk to you again sometime. Yeah. Wolf t-shirt. It's really difficult to say.